Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham, and welcome to this Stage 15 betting preview of the Tour de France. We had a cracking Saturday. I was jumping around between the Tour de France and the rugby, but what a stage we had. We'll touch on that now when we go through the results of Stage 14. But we've got a classic mountain stage ahead of us on a Sunday, a day you don't want to leave your couch, let me tell you. Let's get into the action. Before we do so, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you enjoy these videos, and don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified of our uploads. Also, let me have your comments on the stage in the comment section down below. Right, Stage 14 results. It became very apparent early on in the stage that UAE were keen to control the break, weren't going to give it too much leash, and were obviously setting the stage up for their man, Tadej Pogačar. Very, very confident ride by UAE Emirates there. I think they did an absolutely superb job. I did feel sorry for the breakaway. You could just tell those guys were going to have no chance. You had the likes of Healy and South Africa's Louis Meintjes in the breakaway there, but there was never going to be a chance when UAE set their minds to it. And in the end, Pogačar delivered in no uncertain terms. Vingegaard tried to go with him when he made his break, and I guess we can backtrack slightly before then. A very good tactical play, evidently, according to UAE, was not pre-planned. Yates was saying to Pogačar that he was going to go up and pace, and Pogačar said attack. And Yates went, and you could see Yates looking behind him, and you just knew that at some stage Pogačar was going to go. And then the only question was whether Vingegaard would be able to go with him. But such was the explosiveness of the attack that Pogačar managed to get up to Yates, who managed to pace him for a while, probably just enough to make the difference to keep Vingegaard at bay. And then when the road started flattening out just a little bit, then Pogačar pulled clear. He ended up winning by 39 seconds. Evenepoel, a good ride there in third. Rodriguez improving all the time. I think he's one to watch in the final week. He was. I actually had a bet on him today, a late last-minute bet to beat Evenepoel at 16-10. Unfortunately, that didn't arrive. The two sort of paced each other. Well, they were about 8 or 9 seconds apart all the way up the climb virtually. Ciccone, another solid ride from him. I want to just highlight Buitrago. He is looking very good at the moment as well. Could be one to watch if he can get into the breakaways. He's sitting just outside the top 10 at the moment. And then also Felix Gall. I've been hoping he'll lose more time so he can focus on the mountains jersey. He is sitting, you'll see now, in 11th place, but he might get a bit of leeway, and he's certainly looking strong enough to go into the break. And then just at the bottom, Louis Meintjes, the South African. Good ride from him today. I thought maybe once he gets caught, he would absolutely sit up and get swallowed by the field, but it wasn't the case. And unfortunately, he cost me my price boost multiple because I needed him to finish ahead of Romo, and he ended up finishing a couple of minutes ahead. Right, let's have a look at the yellow jersey update. Pogačar's extended his lead now. Vingegaard into second. We're almost 2 minutes behind Pogačar. Remco now 2:22 back, and he got 6 minutes and 1 second in fourth place is Almeida, of course, is with UAE Emirates as well. They're highlighting Felix Gall there, just sneaking into 11th place. Had a very good tour, but I'm hoping it's time for him to go on the attack. Of course, a big betting move after today. Vingegaard was trading as favorite on most books, otherwise they were level. Pogačar's now just over, just over 1.35 to 1 there. My mind's absolutely totally blanked on the fraction there for the moment. And Vingegaard at a shade over 23-10 now at second. You can get as big as 41 to 1 on Remco Evenepoel. Green jersey, I won't hop on that for too long. Gourmet extended his lead by 1 point today, edging Philipsen in the sprint for one of the lower positions. But nothing really to chat about there. He's still the 1-10 favorite. The polka dot jersey betting update. This was obviously a big day for Pogačar and the polka dots, winning that out of category climb. He's now 13 points clear of Vingegaard. And I know at Kruat Lem on Twitter is happy that Vingegaard will now be in the polka dot jersey. We can at least see the guy. And I have to agree with you, those Visma Lease jerseys just don't stand out. And I'm making a point of saying Visma Lease. I have been told I've been saying Jumbo Visma. It's a little bit like when Sky changed to Ineos. It took me about 2 years to start calling them Ineos. I was constantly calling them Sky. So I'm going to hopefully get a Visma Lease right now. Just a couple more guys to highlight who might be targeting the King of the Mountains. David Gaudu, he's on 20 points. He didn't go for the points today. He was clearly behind the stage. And had he got it, he would have been right in contention. But he's down there on 17. Having a look at some of the betting then, we got Pogačar there just over 26-10 favorite. Vingegaard at 4-1. If Sunday's stage goes to a general classification battle, you'd have to say that the mountain jersey will go to one of those guys. But you'll see that I'm hoping for the breakaway, and there could be some value elsewhere. Guys sneaking in now into the betting at 54 to 1 is Jai Hindley. His leader, Rogic, of course, out, and there's a chance, I think, that he might try and make his presence felt on this next stage. Louis Mankey's a South African there in at 44 to 1. Right, let's get on to the stage now. What a stage we have in store for us, 197.7 kilometers. And unlike today's stage where we had 70 kilometers of flat, this time we go straight off the bat, we start climbing. You got a Cat 1 climbing 6.9 kilometers at 7.8%. Then you've got a descent, a little bit of a valley road, and then up another Cat 1, the Col de Mente at 9.3 kilometers at 9.1%. That's proper steep. You then have a descent and straight into the Col de Porte d'Aspet. I doubt I'm pronouncing that right. 4.3 kilometers at 9.6%, incredibly steep. So let's stop there at this point. What does that mean? It means we're going to get a very strong breakaway going clear. There's going to be very hard to control the stage. And I actually suspect that UAE are going to try to get someone in the break. I don't think they'll necessarily be able to get Yates or someone like, someone really towards the top end like Almeida. But I think they might get someone in the break. And Visma are probably going to do likewise. I actually expect to see Wout van Aert in the break in this race if his legs are good enough to get up that first climb. So you've got to have the break go clear. And then the question is, who chases the break down? I'm expecting UAE to take a little bit more of a conservative approach now. They've got almost a 2-minute lead. They worked hard on the stage, make no mistake, on stage 14, but it was a much shorter stage. And all the climbing was sort of condensed to one point. So they could use the guys on the flat roads. And Niels Pollitt, I thought, was absolutely brilliant up the Tourmalet. I mean, he led basically all the way up there and still ate into the breakaway. So it was a superb performance. But I don't think you want to burn your team like that 2 days in a row. And if I'm UAE, I try to get someone in the break. And if I'm not in the break, I just make sure Jumbo-Visma don't have someone in the break. And then I would let the break go. And it'll be interesting to see. I would expect Jumbo-Visma would do a bit of work. But I don't think Visma really care about the stage here because, and I said Jumbo again, just realized that. So for Visma, at least, I don't think they really care about the stage. At the end of the day, Vingegaard would probably prefer not to take Pogačar up the final climb near him because he could steal the bonus seconds. So he'd be quite happy, I believe, to let the break sail and fight it out for the victory. And potentially, if he's got someone in the break, he might use him to bridge across to at some stage. But I don't think the break is going to be chased anything as hard as it was today. In fact, I think the break is going to stand up. But then anyway, we've got a long sort of section of valley road here. What does it start at? About 70 Ks all the way to about the 120 mark, a 50, 60 kilometer valley road before we go up another out of category 1 climb, 10 kilometers at 8.2%. Then you descend, and then straight away you go up another climb. I think I saw somewhere it averages around about 5%. So it's not classified, but it's still about 4 or 5 kilometers as well. Descend valley road, and that's the final climb, which is 15.8 kilometers at 7.9%. This is an absolutely brutal stage. What do I think is going to happen? Yes, I think we're going to get a strong break, lots of strong climbers in it, and I think the break is going to stay clear because I don't see UAE chasing the break this time around, and I don't think Visma have the incentive to win the stage. So I think we're going to get the break fighting it out for the stage win, and then we're going to get an absolute battle as far as the general classification goes. And what are Visma going to try? I think at the end of the day, Visma are going to try and work hard on this Cat 1, this Col de Agnes. They're going to work hard on that, try and soften, if they can, UAE up. The problem that Jonas Vingegaard has got here is his team is just not that strong. The climbers are not looking great. And at the end of the day, we'll probably get a showdown between the GC guys here. You've got to think that Vingegaard's got to try something. He does still have some big stages left. But at the end of the day, he's got to be very careful because if they go up together, Pogačar, even if he's not going for bonus seconds, can still pull 5-10 seconds on him at the end and gain some more time. Let's have a look at the betting then. Pogačar and Vingegaard, they joint favourites at 9-2. This was at Boyle Sports. Simon Yates just over 6-1 there. Oh, no. I mean, I can understand why Simon Yates is up there in the betting. He actually rode a good stage in stage 14. He's a brilliant climber. He's way out of contention, so no one will be marking him. I just can't have him at that price. Carapaz, 48-5. What's that? Just coming in under the 10-1 mark. He certainly also showed good legs today, and I expect to see him in the break. Podrago and Gal, well, they're pretty much in the same category, hovering outside the top 10. I would certainly like to see them in. I've highlighted Gal there. I haven't put him in my staking plan yet, but keep an eye on the forum thread. There is a link down below because I do tend to add some bets there. But then just a couple of others to highlight. Jai Hindley, he fell off the pace quite early today. He, of course, doesn't have his captain to ride for anymore. I've got a feeling he's harboring some pretty decent form. Hindley at 42-1. He's my headline selection for the stage, and I got very well, we call it rubber stamped, although he actually raised it before I did on our WhatsApp group at Kruitlem. He also fancies Hindley for a big ride tomorrow, so I'm putting a decent stake on Hindley there. And Chris Harper, he's been a bit expensive to follow for me, but once again, I think he finished 19th on stage 14. He's got some good legs. He's of course teammates of Simon Yates. Perhaps I'll get both of them in the break, and who knows, maybe Harper will have the stronger legs. And then I'm going down to a couple of real outsiders. I don't think I've ever bet on such big outsiders in the Tour de France. Make no mistake, these are genuine outsiders. But I tell you what my logic is. I do think UAE are going to try and get someone in the break. And it could be someone like a Mark Soler, who I also thought was brilliant today, or Sivakov, one of those two. I mean, could be someone else as well. It would probably be Tim Willems or something like that. But anyway, bottom line, I actually think UAE might get someone in the break. And then the question is, what if the break does stay clear? There's a good chance they could still be called back. If Pogačar attacks at some point or finds himself in trouble, they could still be called back. But there could be a possibility where the break is far clear and the team management of Pogačar give the guys the sort of go-ahead to fight for the stage. Now, bear in mind, they won't have to work. Once they got into the break, they'll have the excuse of, we've been sent up the road to wait for Pogačar and see if we have to help him. So they won't have to work as hard as the other guys. So I'm going 525-1 Soler and Sivakov at 650-1. If one of those two arrive, we're absolutely going to be celebrating. On the rest day, it's going to be a rest day for me. I'll be, to treat myself to something, I can tell you that. Right, here's my stage 15 bets. Bit of a long preview today, but very excited this weekend. 1.5 units on Hindley at 42-1. Half a unit on Harper at 84. Quarter unit on each of Soler at 525 and Sivakov at 625. The price boost, I'm not taking a double this time. I'm going Hindley over Bardet. It is Bastille Day, so the Frenchmen are certainly going to try be in the break. But this is the sort of stage, sentiment will get you absolutely nowhere. You're going to need legs on that opening climb if you want to get into the breakaway. I'm not saying Bardet doesn't have them, but I give Hindley a strong chance of beating him. He was 12-10. I'll hear in the morning what price Boyle Sports are going to give me. And you can link directly to that price boost in the description box below. All those bets above as well at Boyles. And once again, credit to them. They absolutely stand out as far as their cycling betting goes. Prices, of course, subject to change, and keep an eye on our forum thread. Let me know what you think is going to happen in stage 15. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you on a Monday, probably Monday night, for a stage 16 as we head into the final run-in to Nice. Enjoy stage 15.